Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna be another chit chat get ready with me. This is all the kind of videos I like to do. Put on makeup and talk to you about my life because I feel like it's the most relatable. So yeah, I have to catch you guys up on a lot of things. I just got back from my Europe trip, my European summer trip. I just wanted to update you on all the different tips and tricks about traveling with a toddler, the kind of mistakes I made. I don't want to relive it, but I want to tell you guys what I did and what I didn't do and how you can do better next time and how you can travel with a toddler, so certain tips and tricks that I can give you, and you can help me as well in the comment section. Dude, my birthday is in the next few days, okay, and I hope I get to upload this video before. My birthday is on 1st of August, so I'm turning 32. Just reflection on the past year and how it's been for me, all of that stuff. So it's a long video. I'm gonna do again a very basic skin makeup. It's just something I've been loving, and focusing on a lot of the blush and juicy lips and stuff like that. So let's just get into it. Let's go with the flow because I don't know where to begin. I'm just gonna keep talking and then we'll see where we end up. I just had to get my condensed coffee. I feel back to life now. I'm still a little jet lagged. I won't lie, even Abigail is. She's sleeping really late and she's waking up at her normal time, but she's sleeping very late. I'm waking up very late, so it's kind of like all over the place. So I'm gonna go in with the Embryolisse cream. This cream has really been a game changer, dude. It's such a beautiful cream. I don't know if you get this here. I got this from Dubai. Randomly, I picked it up from a pharmacy when I was there this February, and dude, this cream, I cannot stop reaching out for it because I put a lot of skincare before. That's why it's skin stays hydrated. It's perfect for the airplane. Just in case you're doing long travels and stuff, I think the Embryolisse is beautiful. Where should I begin, darling? Okay, I'm gonna begin with the things that I did. Okay, the mistakes of traveling as a first-time mom with her toddler. Okay, this is the first time I ever took a trip with Abigail that was this long. So I went to Europe. Amsterdam and Paris were my two destinations. We did five days, so total of 10 days. I did not travel with Abigail anywhere else apart from, I think, Goa once and Dubai once. So this was my longest flight, and I was extremely nervous before only because I knew, I don't know, traveling in general doesn't make me nervous, but I think this is the first time I was traveling with Abigail, who has needs and wants and requirements that I didn't know how to deal with. I was just wondering, what if she wants something I don't have on me? I was getting all of those weird thoughts in my head on how to entertain a kid during the flight, and I watched a lot of reels and videos and went accordingly, but turns out my kid didn't need a lot of things other moms carry with themselves. So I realized that it's very individualistic. It's very kid to kid. So my tips may not work for your kid. It may work for your kid. You have to just go according to your child's personality. This was my first time, so I was all over the place. So I'm going to skip all the hydrating products I was going to put. My skin seems good. Let's begin with the mistakes I did. So first, you guys, I'm so naive. I still feel I keep telling you, I still feel I'm pre-pregnancy Mal sometimes, especially when it came to traveling. I packed like I was single. I literally packed like it was just me on the trip, So my entire bag was filled with two of everything. I don't know why. I think it's just it's a past thing. It's coming from my trauma patterns. I think I never want to run out of things. I'm always afraid of running out of things because there was a time in my life when I ran out of things and I didn't have excess. So now it's just, I don't know, I have to break that. I know it's not good. I literally packed two of everything. So 2 foundations, 2 concealers, 2 blushes. So my bag became so heavy, and you know what, when you don't have a kid, it's fine. You can just overpack as much as you want. You're by yourself or with your partner. And I packed 4 shoes just in case I needed the flats, just in case I needed this. However, I used all the shoes, but you can't pack like that when you're with a child. I just learned that you cannot pack. All you can do is take a cabin bag. I'm not even kidding at this point. I also took full size bath products. I don't know why I do that. I've used this foundation, Merit, in the shade Bisque throughout my vacation. This is the foundation I use, okay? This is Merit. You don't get it here. It literally is like painting on your face. It's like skin. There you go. You just push it into your skin, and that was all I used because it was so hot over there. So I packed a full shower gel. So, when it comes to traveling with other people, it was me, Abby, Veronica, and mom, right? So 3 adults. So I like to pack for everybody. So I feel like I carried my full shower gel, like my entire Bath and Body shower gel, my entire, like, my shampoo conditioner were in travel kits, but I carried full size face washes. I don't know, I feel like all of us could use it, you know. So my mom wasn't carrying this, so I said, I'll carry it for you. So that way, my bag obviously became so heavy. Okay, and now the luggage I carry is a Calvin Klein bag. I got it a long time ago with a collaboration. And dude, can I tell you something about these designer luggage bags? They're heavy. They're heavy in itself because they're good quality. So it's very durable. Like, no matter where you put that bag, you throw it off, it'll not get a scratch. Like, it will not dent like other normal bags do. So that way, it's a fabulous bag, but the material itself is so heavy. I just didn't think of it that way, you know. It's an extra large size, and I carried full size bath products. I carried 2 of every makeup product I could find, and then I used literally 6 products. I literally use what I'm doing right now. I use moisturizer, foundation, concealer, blush, lipstick, that's all. And I carried so much makeup for no reason, but that's just me being a makeup lover. And I have so much travel size makeup, but I was like, 10 days, oh my god, no. Bro, I learned the hard way. I'm gonna mix a little bit of Makeup by Mario because I think I need to finish up my foundations. I have a lot of foundations that I got from Sephora and stuff, and they're just lying getting expired. So I'm just gonna use these foundations even though I don't need it. I packed like I'm going to Greece or something, dude, I'm telling you. And now when it comes to outfits, I think my outfits were okay. I think I packed 2 jeans, 1 trousers I wore. Like, my outfits were fine. I think it was all to do with my excess. So when it comes to hair, what I did is I packed my Dyson, which is something I cannot do without. So I packed my Dyson. Then I packed my straightener. Then I packed my curler. Like, I packed all my hair tools because my hair is something I need to be perfect. And little did I know my Dyson was just not working on my hair because my hair was severely damaged and it needed a trim. I just got a trim, and that's why now my hair is like heavier. It's Dysoning, it's working. Yeah, first mistake, do not overpack. My mom carried her own little medium suitcase. My mom packs really light in general. Then we carried 1 entire medium suitcase just for Abigail, like all her toys that she would need. I read up online to see like what I would need for a toddler, and most people said take some entertainment for the child because, you know, they get really like bored and stuff. And we had an Airbnb like and a house on both places, so it was not hotels, they were like apartments. So I thought I'd carry like a whole packing cube of toys. So I carried a whole packing cube of toys, books, a little bit of soft toys, whatever she liked to use. She ended up using nothing. She played with it for like a total of 10 minutes or 5 minutes a day, and then she did not care. She just wanted to walk around the apartment, touch the switches, touch the sofa. So it didn't work for my kid in particular. Toys were basically useless. Okay, so that didn't work for me. I noticed she's not in the age where she cares about toys. Okay, my kid is 1 year and 3 months. I'm using the Swiss Beauty eyebrow product. It's so heavy. Like, it's such great packaging. Toys didn't matter. And then I carried all of her outfits, which I definitely used. I think I carried a lot of like bucket hats, like 1 bucket hat, 2 extra shoes. Abby only used her Crocs everywhere. I got her a pair of Crocs. That's all she used because she doesn't like wearing shoes. She just removes it and throws it away. And we only took her to parks, and that's why she needed her Crocs because your shoes will get spoiled. There's soil, sand, so Crocs are the best for this. We had some water bodies and some fountains we went to, so the best thing was using Crocs because they're like waterproof or water resistant or whatever. So no other shoes mattered, so I carried 2 extra pairs for what did make sense. Rest of the time she was in her stroller because we walked a lot. We walked 10,000 steps at least every day. That's why I haven't gained a kg. In fact, I think I lost weight. Did not make sense. So we carried 1 whole luggage for Abby, and then we carried a cabin bag for Abigail because we're taking it on the flight. So extra food, baby food, some snacks. We carried food for us. Okay, it was a whole thing. And then we carried a diaper bag. I don't know why I felt the need to carry a cabin bag and a diaper bag in hand. I could have just carried 1 bag. My mother warned me, Miles, let's just carry 1 bag. Choose, it would be the diaper bag or it would be the cabin bag. We will not take 2 bags. And I just said no to my mother. I'm like, Mom, trust me, we need these things. I've seen online, they said you need entertainment. So one full packing cube of toys was in the backpack. And then of course her formula milk and her water takes a lot of space. She still drinks formula milk. Abby just does not like cow milk still. I hope she does at some point, because carrying the formula is such an annoying process. The whole formula packet, a spoon, a washing for the bottle, a bottle, it's just too much. That's what's taking most of my space all the time. So we had literally 2 cabin bags, let's say, for Abigail, 4 adult suitcases including Veronica's, and Veronica had her own cabin bag. So we were roaming around with 6 bags in total for a 10-day trip for 3 adults. That's ridiculous if you think about it. But I was like, it's my first trip. You live and learn. You make mistakes and you learn from your mistakes. That's the whole point of making mistakes. Here we are trotting around Amsterdam, and you know, in Amsterdam and Europe, anywhere outside India, we don't get help per se. You have to do everything on your own, right? Even the Uber drivers, very few of them would come out of the car and lift the bag and put it up for us, or lift the stroller and put it up for us. Most of the drivers in Europe would just open the dicky or open the storage from behind the car. I call it dicky. What is it called? They would just open it and sit in the car, and we had to put our luggage, we had to put our stroller into the back, which was very weird. Indians are very spoiled with a lot of help and service. Like, we're just spoiled. Okay, so that's how we had to carry all of the heavy suitcase all around. And the worst thing is, from Amsterdam, we had to take a train to Paris, which was 3 hours. Okay, so Amsterdam to Paris, 3-hour train. 6 suitcases, 1 stroller with a toddler. We are carrying just 3 of us all the way to the station. We had to lift it up to the train, put it up inside. It was so hectic. So all in all, we realized that we have overpacked for this trip, and it was partially my fault. My mother kept repeating that, Miles, do not overpack. Do not take 2 cabin bags. And in fear, I was like, Mom, let's just take it this trip and let's see what happens. Do not overpack. Okay. So the second thing was strollers. Okay, if you have toddlers, obviously you need strollers. Carrying the Nuna travel was literally the best thing that could have happened to us. Like, I love the Nuna travel, and Abby loves a stroller. Finally, she has sat in her stroller the entire vacation. When it comes to strollers and long flights, what I did not know is that you need a stroller that fits in your cabin head. Okay, it should be like compact. The Nuna travel does not go into the cabin head. Okay, you have to drop it off at the gate, and then you have to enter your flight, and they give it to you at the belt. When you're done with your flight and the flight doors open, you do not get your stroller right there. You get it at the luggage belt, which is a long walk in most airports. Now, most airports do have buggies where you get to sit and they will take you to the belt, but sometimes you may not get it. Now, Abu Dhabi, if you get to stop in Abu Dhabi, which we did, they have temporary strollers where you can put your toddlers into the belt. So they have that facility. Avoid all of this rubbish. Okay, you can just buy the Yo-Yo 2 stroller, the Baby Zen Yo-Yo 2, which I'm going to purchase right now. I'm going to purchase it this week, because I realized no matter how amazing the Nuna travel stroller is, it does not fit into the cabin head. It's kind of slightly bigger, but the functionings and everything is amazing. It just is not, it's not convenient for travel. So I'm going to buy the Baby Zen Yo-Yo 2 because it fits into the cabin, which is what you want. You want your stroller right out of the flight. The minute you get out of the flight, you need your stroller to open up and you need to put your toddler in. So that is the second thing I learned, is to get a better stroller that fits into the cabin head, no matter what brand you want. Anytime I checked up online, the Yo-Yo 2 came up all the time, and it's the most loved stroller for traveling. So that's something I learned and I have to get. However, it was not the most important thing. I was like, chalo, theek hai. So having a very good quality and sturdy stroller is something I highly recommend for all mothers with babies or toddlers. It was so highly helpful. I think I would also now like to carry something like of a support when I'm carrying Abigail, because sometimes she gets cranky and she needs to be carried. She wants mama to carry her, auntie to carry her. She just wants out of the stroller, and I understand. At that point, you know those baby holding things, like a very collapsible thing. I need to get like a cloth version. I've seen Instagram ads go around. Now, when it comes to the baby harness, I got a baby harness, to make sure that Abby doesn't get lost in the crowd, etc., etc. But I did not use it even once. It turns out that we just let Abby play in the park and I just followed her around. She's not at that age where I'm allowing her to walk on the streets because it was crowded. There were people walking back and forth, and Abby just has no sense of which direction to go to because she's 1 and people are just like in fast paced walking. So I didn't let her walk on the streets. So I didn't require it, but I know I will use the baby harness when she's 2 or 3 years old. So I didn't use it, however, on this trip, just to let you know. I did shop a little, but I could not shop my heart out because I did not have space. Okay, that was one thing that was very sad because I'm like, the whole point if you're coming to Paris or Amsterdam is you get like knickknacks, for yourself. And I just got very few things. I got just a pair of shoes and just basically magnets and stuff, like things that take this much space. I have sworn off of packing heavy. Gone are the days of carrying 4 pairs of shoes, 500 blazers. Like, I'm done. This trip was literally, I dressed so comfortable. I was like a new mama. I was a toddler mama. I wore loose shirts, loose bell-bottom jeans. I wore one tank top all 5 days. I'm telling you, I have zero time to get ready. Like, we just get ready in turns. We take shower, we put on makeup, the most basic makeup possible, and we get out the door. There is no time to... Dude, I don't know why... It's okay, we live and learn. I don't know why I thought I would have time to get ready, do my hair, focus on my fashion. Like, kuch nahi hua, bro. I don't know how these mothers do it, where they're so stylishly dressed and they have like the OOTDs of the day with their babies matching outfits. And I'm not that mom yet. I need Abby to grow a little older. So yeah, it was quite the task. I just wanted to get out the door. So all I did was dress so comfortably. And can I tell you, I think I kind of found my fashion sense for this phase in my life. I was very confused. I was genuinely sticking to the old malls where I got a lot of stuff that were like tube dresses. I didn't take it with me, but I was shopping like I was postpartum. And I realized that it's just not the deal. I don't think I can dress like that anymore. I just have to come to terms with I don't look like that anymore. I just have to come to terms with that this phase of my life is just embracing and being comfortable. I had to let go. I had to let go of a lot of things. So I didn't carry... Remember those strappy dresses I used to wear in Greece and I used to wear for all my vacations? My boobies don't allow that anymore. My postpartum moms will understand. It's absolutely not holding its own. So tube stuff, strappy dresses, they just don't work on me in this phase of my life anymore. I'm not comfortable wearing tight clothes anymore. Even if I wear a tank top, you'll see me wear an overshirt or you'll see me wear like a jacket because I'm just not comfortable anymore with my midsection still being where it's at. I don't know, guys. I think it takes time to accept it. I'll be honest. It's not something I just accepted quickly. It's for someone who's always been lean and someone who's always been fit. It's kind of difficult to sort of change my fashion sense now and try to understand how I fit into this part of my life. So, you know what? In the trip, I was like, F this. I'm just gonna wear white shirts and white trousers and just be comfortable. And so many of you actually appreciated it, and I was like much more confident because you guys validated what I was thinking. You guys were like, thank you for dressing normally. For once in our life, we don't feel like we have to overdress on a trip every single time. I feel the same every time I look at some influencer with their kid or just by themselves, like overdressed with some particular, like just super stylishly. I'm in awe of that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not jealous. I'm in awe of that. I want to get there someday, but this is not the time for me. So I'm just going to embrace that and I'm just going to be comfortable. And I felt so comfortable on this trip. I just wore sneakers. I wore chappals. I did not care. And it was so freeing. It was so freeing not caring about what other people think. Not that I ever did, but I was very consumed by how I look. And now I'm not. I'm much more freer and I'm much more relaxed. I think getting into your 30s makes you feel like that. And also, I think being a mom in general makes you a bit more relaxed in how you look. What else? Yeah, those are my couple of like traveling tips, I would say. Keep it things where you can just like lift in one hand. You know, when you're carrying a toddler, just like be able to lift your bag that easily. It should be that easy when you're traveling. I'm going to use the Showstopper palette by Frosh Beauty. Just some neutral tones on my eyes. The trip overall went really nice, you guys. I think I'm glad I took this trip. I think I wasn't ready to take a trip. When everyone was taking a trip, I was sitting at home and just wondering when would I be the one to take the trip, because I don't know, some moms are really comfortable traveling with their children. They're really comfortable. They go on multiple trips and I was just not there. And I felt like this was the right time and I was so right. And yeah, take your time if you ever feel pressured traveling, even looking at my posts, if you ever feel like you need to travel and all, please take it easy and calm down, dude. You don't need to do anything that other people are doing. I've realized that taking your own time, your own timeline is the way to go. You know best when you're ready mentally. Physically also, you need to be in the best shape possible because it's exhausting. It was so bittersweet. It was bittersweet is the perfect word to say. And it's like a 60-40 bittersweet vibes, because I was learning. This was my learning phase on trip 1. Now I know what to do and what not to do on my next trip. So it's always amazing to learn. Okay, so don't expect your first trip to be like social media. And I definitely showed you some really amazing pictures, and it did happen. Those moments did happen. I was not faking it whatsoever. However, there were moments of absolute meltdown. Like, I really had a meltdown in the airplane taking off from Bombay itself. Like, the trip hadn't even started and I was breaking down. I had a full blown breakdown because Abby just was not sleeping and I was extremely tired. Okay. My body was just giving out, and Abigail was just being a little bit cranky because she was in an airplane and she was not allowed to like walk around and stuff. And it was just quite tiring. Abby is a very well behaved toddler. She's just fun and playful and excited, and she's happy all the time. Then when it came to like the end of the flight where it was almost about to descend, she started to get restless and cranky, and rest of the flight she was just energetic, so it was very difficult for me to keep up with that energy. I think that's where we lose our shit, because we're like, I'm done, but the toddlers are just going on and on. So she was not a painful kid to take care of. Like, let me be clear, she was not screaming, she was not crying. She was just excited and wanted to get out of the seat, which was very difficult for me to contain. I had a meltdown and I did not show you that bit, but I can put it up on screen and show you that I had a very, very bad meltdown. I cried when she went to sleep because I was like, what am I doing? I'm not ready for this trip. Why did I take this trip? I was questioning my entire life. I was questioning my entire trip. And it happens with all of us, and I want to let you know that you're not alone. Even though you saw beautiful moments of the trip, I want to tell you that I've had challenging moments in the middle when it came to taking care of Abby and trying to understand how this works with a child. Took a deep breath and I'm like, Miles, tomorrow you will not remember this. Tomorrow the sun will shine again and you will be in Amsterdam having your coffee and your croissant and you'll be okay. And literally that happened. The next morning, we got back to the Airbnb, we slept it over. The next morning I woke up and Veronica went for a run. She got us some eggs and we had berries overlooking the canal of Amsterdam, and Abby was having her breakfast. My mom was making some tea, and I'm like, this is the moment I was envisioning when I was crying and having a bad time. So anytime you're having a bad time, firstly, I was just calling out to Jesus. I was just praying. Whenever I'm in a bad mood or a bad situation where I can't handle it, I give it all to Jesus and I'm like, Lord, help me make sense of this. Please help me make sense of why I'm here today and why am I put in this position. So immediately I got thoughts of joy. That's just how it works. When you remember God, He's with you, He's inside you. So He brings thoughts of joy. So I started remembering and envisioning Amsterdam being a great morning and we having berries, and that exact thing happened. And I just thank the Lord for like giving me the wisdom to put Him first in my lowest times. The whole morning was amazing. The day was amazing. And as the days passed, it got better and better and better and better. And then I sort of found Abigail's rhythm. I tried to understand what she needed on the trip and what she didn't. And we all were just doing it for the first time. So don't ever put yourself in pressure, and don't ever think, how are other moms so prim and proper and how are they doing this? Dude, we're all just learning. Anyone who says it's easy and shows it's easy on social media, dude, they're hiding the bad parts. Trust me, because all kids are more or less the same. Personality wise they may be different, but they're more or less the same. And it's difficult no matter if you're sitting in business class or you're sitting in economy. I'm blessed enough that I was able to take a business class ticket for my mom and I, because I really needed the space for Abigail, and I'm just like, I'm blessed that I'm in that position to do so. It's taken me years to be able to book a business class ticket on my own. This is the first time I actually booked a business class ticket for myself. But I'm an adult. I'm 31 years old. I'm a mother. I'm a working woman. And I worked this hard to upgrade my life. I knew that at some point when I travel with my child, I want to travel in an upgraded version. And so I worked towards that life. And that is why I was able to do this for my family today. And I'm proud of that. I'm not ashamed of saying that I don't know why it's sometimes very difficult for me to talk of my accomplishments, because I feel like people are just going to be like, yeah, so don't show off. I'm not showing off. I'm very, very grateful that I was able to do this, and I intentionally worked towards this life. It took me more than a decade, and I'm an adult now, so being in business class was definitely more comfortable in terms of space. I could lay the bed flat out, and Abby was sitting and drawing. She was doing a thing. I did not lie flat on the bed even once on both my business class, like departure and return both. There was no chance to lie flat and enjoy the business class, none of it. I was sitting in a slant position with Abby on my chest the entire time. The seat was always at an upright position because Abby was just all around the place. It's again bittersweet. It's pro and con. Okay, so the mums in the economy seats were having their toddlers run up and down, and they were having a tough time. I was also having a meltdown. So it really doesn't make a big difference. Yes, there are some benefits, but we're all in the same boat. All the mothers are literally feeling the same feelings, whether you're an economy, premium economy, first, or business. We're all having the same meltdowns. Okay, I just want to let you know that. So Abby just had fun in parks. I realized she loved running around in parks. She loved playing with sand, and there was this one forest. It's a hidden spot in Amsterdam. Okay, Veronica is just such a great planner. She planned the entire trip end to end, from eating places to coffee spots. She had a list. She's a planner, baby. This could be her second job. Like, she could literally freelance as a trip planner. Veronica has never traveled before. Like, she's traveled as a child, but this is her first trip as an adult and first time in Europe as an adult. And dude, it's like she lived in Amsterdam all her life. She was like, it's left here, it's from right, this is the cafe. And I'm like, how do you know so much? So some people are just like that. They're fantastic planners, even if they've not been in the country. So you can ask her for all the recommendations. I don't even know anywhere I went. So there was this hidden forest spot in Amsterdam. If you're living in Amsterdam, you probably know what I'm saying. It's a hiking place. It's a goat farm. It was quite a way. We had to take a bus ride from where we were. And we spent the entire time just sitting there. We were going to go to the goat farm, but we didn't end up going to the goat farm because we found this hidden spot where there were multiple children playing in the garden. They were in this 1.5 inch swimming pool. Itna hi tha pani. And it was cold water, and children were just playing. There was no screen in sight. It was such pleasure to my eyes to just watch parents lay down on the mat. Europe is such a relaxed country. I feel like they don't even work. They don't work. They work like 2-3 times a week. They know how to live their life. It's Wednesday at 3 p.m. and everyone's just laying out in the park. The shops are shut because nobody works post like 4 p.m. or 6 p.m. Like, nobody overworks. Your cutoff is at 4 or 6, and then everyone's out just having a glass of wine. They're just like shopping. Like, literally, it's a perpetual vacation where I was, and they were local people. So Abby enjoyed the puddle. She didn't have a swimwear because I didn't know there was a swimming spot. So I was like, let's be spontaneous. Old Mars would have never done this, but I just like took off all her clothes. I kept her underwear on, and I took her to the pond, and I put up my trousers, and we were just playing in the water, and it was the most core memory that I created with my daughter. So stuff like this was there, and I'm telling you, like, Europe is the place. Europe is the place. I've been to a lot of places. I've been to America, many other spots, Middle East as well. Europe is something else. Yeah, I have so much to tell you. Like, anyway, I'm taking cotton candy and strawberry cream from Huda Beauty. This is their blush filter. Some blush. I'm gonna put a lot of blush, okay? I think Europeans know how to live their life. I love the fact that everyone is in such a relaxed mode. Like, no, you would never see anybody stressed. You know how over here you see like people arguing on the streets, people screaming in the airports. People are like stressed over here. Like, you can see people like abusing each other on the street because they crossed a line over here. So it's always like stressful. Over there, ek to bike chalate hain. They are always on cycles, bicycles, electric scooters, electric bikes. They're just like, there's very less cars because there's always like accessibility to electric bikes. There's a lane for bikes. There's a separate footpath for walking. I'm telling you, the quality of life outside India or outside Bombay, I will not say India because I've not seen the rest of India. I've lived in Bombay for 31 years, so I can very, very openly talk about my own city. I know Bombay well enough to make comparisons now. And it has its pros and cons, okay? It has its pros and cons. I'll be honest. There are some places where India is... nobody can touch it. Okay, Flora Tint by Benefit. I use this all the time on top of my blush. It's a tint and it just lasts the entire day. The first thing I noticed is the lifestyle difference. Of course, the lifestyle is just on another level. Okay, I feel like they care more for people. They have a lot of they have separate walking footpaths for people. They have accessibility for wheelchair or disabled people. They have space for biking. Everything you would ever need under the sun, I feel like, is thought out for different types of people in the country. India can't cater, or Mumbai can't cater to a lot of people. Okay, they only think of people who can walk and drive cars. What about people who want to cycle? What about people who want to just, walk to work or want to take their children in a stroller? Like, we don't have all those pleasures over here because the city is overfilled and crowded. It is filled with kachra everywhere. There's floods everywhere because the drainage is not proper. The traffic, the roads are ridiculous in Mumbai, and you cannot argue with me here. Anybody who argues that, please, okay, you're just like saying that because, bro, I've lived here for 31 years. Please don't tell me. I know my city and I know my country, okay? I don't know why whenever I praise another country, people are so defensive. It's just facts. It's just facts. It's not like I'm a deshdrohi. Like, I love India, dude. I'm an Indian. I just want better for my country and I want better for the taxes I'm paying. You're paying so much taxes in India, and because the country is overcrowded, people are everywhere, you don't get the benefit of your taxes. Like, there you are paying taxes, but you see the benefit. Not once did my heart hurt when I was paying the grocery bills. Not once did my heart burn when I was paying like euros and euros for a certain thing because I'm able to walk in peace for 20 minutes on the road with my baby girl, knowing that I'm going to be safe. The road is that side, the footpath is that side. I know I'm not going to get hit by a car. So I think these are small privileges and they're luxuries that we don't get in Mumbai city. Sitting in the parks, luxury. Walking on the street, luxury. Accessibility for disabled people, luxury in India. Biking, luxury in India. These are basic needs of citizens to enjoy their lives, which I realized every other country has. I think making comparisons of like lifestyle, I think India is nowhere close to good quality of life. I think we have like the career, we have dreams, we have like fast pace, we have cafes and restaurants and the best food, yes, but we do not have quality of life in Mumbai city. It's just what it is. I have been financially well-to-do and not, and all of the times I've had one standard of living. You know what I mean? I've had less money and I've had enough money, and I know that it's the same. Like today, if I want to go to a park, or if someone who earns lesser than, none of us can go to a park. I feel like we're just stuck in the middle of traffic. There is no quality of life. But one thing that nobody can touch India on is hospitality and people. Indian people and their love for other people and guests. That Aditi Devo Bhava. Dude, I am telling you, people outside India have no love for tourists. They don't give a shit. They don't care if you're struggling. They don't care if you need help. They are minding their own damn business, which can be a good and a bad thing. Hospitality-wise, service-wise, like in a restaurant, the waitress and waiter will not give a shit if they serve you or not. They're like, we're above you. And we didn't find very warm people in Europe. Little bit of racism, little bit. But we found like one or two servers that were very friendly. The rest of them were just plain nonchalant. They were just like, okay. And we're like, thank you. And they're like, yeah. And they would just walk away. And I'm just like, wow, dude, like, wow. So it really hits you when you come from a country like India where hospitality is at its best. When people come here, that's why they're so like, India is amazing, blah, because dude, we treat you like kings and queens when you come to our country. Okay, when we go there, boss, you are nobody there. And we felt the lack of warmth in Europe, I'll be honest. So that's, I think, number one in India is service and hospitality and love people have here when they greet you, when you come into the country, how they love you so much and they feed you. That's something that was missing, and that warmth only India has. I'm taking the L'Oreal like gel. I'm using this after a very long time just to draw a tiny little wing. So there are some things you cannot beat in India, but there are a lot of things you easily can. So it's really a pro and con, and which stage you are in life and what are you ready to give up. That's basically it. There are some really simple pleasures of life outside India that I realized, like when I was like single, as in when I say single, I'm like when I was without child. When I was without child, it didn't matter to me that much, you know. I was like, theek hai yaar, kar lenge, you know. But now I have a child in the picture. I have Abigail, and there is more to life for me now, you know. And I think like that when you become a mother, you start to think more for your child's lifestyle and how they are going to like live in this country, you know, where you can't even walk on the footpath, and you start to question life, to be very honest with you. Okay, so I think now I'm starting to like notice the kind of the quality and the lifestyle and the food. Oh my goodness, the food. So Veronica usually does not do gluten. Like she gets a psoriasis flare up, she gets gluten flare ups, she gets a lot of like reactions to gluten and bread in India, and a lot of gut issues in general. But over there, she literally ate bread every day without batting an eyelid. And she didn't get like psoriasis flare-ups at all. And she didn't get a gluten like flare-up. So she ate bread to her heart's content. She ate sugar. We ate without even like thinking. We were just so the food was delicious and authentic. There were hand-cut pastas, bread that was freshly being baked and put in front of you. It would be sold out within an hour, and there would not be any more breads. There would be bread next morning. It's like you get fresh food. The fruit. You guys, I don't think strawberry, I forgot the way strawberry tastes. If you turn and see your ingredients, epigamia, everything has intense amount of sugar. Intense amount of sugar. It's absolute crap. In Europe, they have so many varieties of yogurts and it's so delicious. No sugar, high protein. I think the quality of food also is less adulterated. I think the US and India, and it's overly adulterated, and all of us know that now. I think what we're consuming is absolute filled with pesticides, chemicals, like you name it, and our food has it. Unfortunately, it's come to that point where we have to like rethink our food. And from that perspective, I think I don't want my daughter consuming food that is adulterated. I don't want my daughter consuming like fruit that is pumped with sugar, or chicken that's pumped with like I don't know what they put into that chicken. I don't know what they put into the strawberries. You know, it's just not it over here. Like the macro perspective of how you want your life to be, I think you have to think from a far lens and where you are in your life, and then plan your life accordingly. I think this is just an eye-opening trip for me. That's why I'm like, there's so much information right now that I'm giving you. The quality of life is just immaculate outside, dude. Also, nobody cares over there. It can be a good and a bad thing. Nobody bats an eyelid to you, bro. People are sitting and looking at into each other's eyes, and they're having like a glass of Aperol spritz. Like I saw moments of like a 50 plus 60-year-old, like they were sitting together like a couple, and they were literally holding hands and looking into each other's eyes like this, and they were laughing, they were kissing each other, and they were having a meal. And I'm like, ये मैंने कब last देखा? I don't know the last time I saw a couple like doing that with pure genuine love. I think Europe is just that country where they're just like, they don't care about phones a lot, dude. Like you will barely see children on iPads, and they're always playing in the parks and the gardens, and they're always out there. They're cycling, they're on the electric scooter. Oh, one more thing. Tiny little detail. Veronica and I noticed not dads like that. We noticed how many children were with their dads alone. I don't know each one's situation, but I literally saw so many dads taking care of their children. And I saw a lot of instances where dads were just taking their 3 sons out. They were having a bite of pizza just on the next table. It's a rare sight to see in India or in Bombay. I've not seen dads take their kids out voluntarily like a lot. It's always the mum. I've been to like the malls, I've been outside, I've always seen mums and their caretakers. Yes, dads might be at work, absolutely. Europe is a different working culture altogether, but overall, when I even saw the couple, the mum would just like either like look after another kid or just like run around or stand there with the child, and the dad is literally changing the diaper. Like even in the park, I saw like this mom was just standing like that and watching the father, and the father was changing the baby's diaper, genuinely being a father, like really being a father and doing the duties that mothers also do. You know, it didn't seem like there was like a mother does this, father does this. It was literally like collaborative partnership is what I saw. And Veronica and I were very like pleasantly surprised. We were very like, this is a breath of fresh air. They were literally feeding them, teaching them how to cycle, just everything end to end. A lot of fathers. What else do I have to tell you? My gosh, I can go on and on. I was like, I cannot wait to tell my friends this, like with you guys. I was like, I have so much to tell you guys. It's like literally FaceTiming a long distance friend and filling you in on my trip. That's basically what I'm doing. We went to the zoo, we saw elephants, we saw literal elephants. Abby was like stunned. I don't know, she's not gonna remember this, but we saw giraffes, we saw gorillas. It was just so awesome to go to a zoo. I've always wanted to go to a zoo. I think it's worth it. You know, you have the difficult times and the mental breakdowns, but you also have really, really core memories that you're building with your child, which I think is amazing. And now that I learned from my first trip, it's only gonna get better with time because I know how to travel. I know how to pack for Abby now. I know what she likes and does not like. You make your mistakes first. It's like you learn with your first kid and then you improve when your second kid. That's basically what it is. So yeah, if you're someone who's like thinking of taking a trip, do it, but do it in your own time. Don't do it because you're getting pressured by social media. So these are K-Beauty's new lipsticks. This is their Hydra Creme lipstick. One is in Panache and one is in Seductive. I think Panache is like a nice, I love the packaging. Look at this. It's a nice creamy lipstick. Just a warm creamy lipstick. I'll put this also, Seductive. Very, very hydrating and pigmented, yeah. I love the packaging, by the way. This rose gold is everything. In case you just want to make it matte, just blot it a little bit on the tissue and you're good. That's a great lipstick. Wow. I also love this Benefit Villa blush. It's a really beautiful powder blush. That's the update on the trip. I will try and put up a vlog. I took some clips here and there. I just honestly am not like into vlogging my trips and it was very difficult to do it. My mother vlogged a lot, so probably if she puts up a vlog, you can check it out there. I was not it. I was like supremely like bored. I was like bored as in I was like, I'm not gonna film every single thing I see. I tried to do my best, but I'm just not in, I'm in a different zone, you guys. I'm not in that zone anymore. Alright guys, so yeah, I hope that helped. I caught you up on basically everything. I'm turning 32 on 1st, and any closing thoughts on this past year? Well, I think it's been quite a challenging year in the beginning. I remember last year we went for dinner on my birthday. I was 31, I turned 31. I was 4 months postpartum and I remember pumping in the bathroom. Fantastic birthday. And then I also remember going through a very difficult time, having IVs in me because I got an infection after birth, all of that. And I remember during the IV, I just looked at Veronica and Veronica's like, Miles, trust me, next year we'll be in Europe and you won't even remember any of this. Let's just brace through this now. And I was getting the IV and I was just looking at her like fully defeated, and I'm like, I don't know if this will ever end, if this pain will ever go. Physical, mental, heartbreak. Like I just thought it would never end. It's like an eternity. In that moment, it feels like you're the only one going through it. Cut to actually being in Europe for my 32nd. Like, can you believe it? Like actually being in Europe next year, putting it into plan, putting it into action, and actually having the best time in Paris with Abby, being 1 year, 3 months. And it just feels so awesome, the journey that I've been through this entire year. I'm so proud of myself, how far I've come through as a single mom. It feels so long ago, like that pain and the memory of pain has left me, thank you God. This year has been completely amazing. It's gone by so fast. It's already been like 8 months now down the line, and I feel like this year has gone so fast in the best way possible. This year has been life-changing because I literally found God again and I fell in love with God again in the best way possible. My life has been transformative once I started to draw closer to God, and it's the best thing that I could have done this year for myself, and I feel so ready for the next year. 32 and ready, mama. I am just so excited for this year. I just want to travel so much more because I just realized like having pockets of joy is so important when you come back to your mundane, monotonous life. And when you're just like, especially when you're single and when you have a baby, there's not much. What more can you do? You know, you're just like going through it with your child and waiting for your child to grow up so that you can have some amount of independence. So yeah, if you are going through a very difficult time and you feel like this is never gonna end, I think you just need to seek God, because I'm just telling you what I did. I'm not like putting anything in your face. I'm literally telling you the recipe for true peace. I'm not even saying joy, I'm saying peace, because peace is what you get. And I literally am no longer thinking of the past pain. I don't have memory of my past pain anymore. And I just have genuinely moved on. I have moved on in life. I am in such a better place. Nothing of my past affects me anymore. In this stage of my life with my daughter and my mom and my family, we're so close, closer than ever. It's just a good period in my life, and I just pray that I'm able to sustain any challenge that comes my way. And yeah, you're gonna be okay, man. Look, if I was okay, like if I am okay today and I'm telling you guys that I am like in the best phase of my life that I've ever been, believe it when I say it, because it's true. Cutting out a lot of things that were added distractions to my life, and only keeping God as the center part of my life, and my full focus is Jesus, and then my daughter and my family and everybody else. I think that has completely taken a 360 turn in my life, and I've just been happier and more peaceful than ever in my life. Happy birthday to me. That's all the updates and all the lecture I have for today. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye bye. Oh, by the way, cute makeup, no?